the show with the Sunday action. Epic weekend of college hoops. Sunday was incredible. The UCLA victory over Bama. That to me was the most intense game of this epic NCAA tournament. I still can't believe Mick Cronin didn't foul, but UCLA was able to hold on and win in overtime, beat Alabama by 10. Bama couldn't hit free throws, couldn't hit threes, and UCLA was tougher physically, mentally. I'm so happy for Mick Cronin, for the players, for the UCLA fans who have flooded the phone lines. And that game against Michigan, I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be an excellent game. What Michigan did to Florida State was a huge statement. And Michigan, look, Florida State's a great team with a great coach. And they scored under 60 for the first time all year. That's how great Michigan's defense was. I thought the offense was even better. Just remarkable performance by Michigan. No one's beating Gonzaga. I thought that game against Creighton, was Creighton even on the floor? I thought that was another example of just how incredible Gonzaga is. Timmy was outstanding. USC suffocated Oregon. Pac-12 continues to rock and roll. I think USC will challenge Gonzaga, but they're not going to beat them. So a ton of amazing college hoops conversation. We got into my Orange losing. We got into the games tonight for the Elite Eight. Can't wait for it. We heard from Scott Drew earlier in the show. The Scheinbox question, the best moment of the weekend in college hoops was blank and why. The NFL conversation off the charts after we signed off the air on Friday. There was a couple of monster blockbuster trades that really are going to rock the NFL draft as the Niners acquired the third overall pick in the draft from the Miami Dolphins. And the Dolphins then traded the 12th pick, which they got from San Francisco, to move up in a flip-flop with the Eagles. Obviously, a ton of other picks, as we've documented, involved in all this. Listen, Niners fans have been all over the map. Niners fans, I mean, we've heard from Dolphins fans, Eagles fans, but the Niners fans have flooded the phone lines, and rightly so, because, some of them are thrilled, some of them are nervous. Listen, I think it's great. You needed a franchise quarterback. Jimmy G can't be the guy. He's not the guy. And trading up for someone like Mac Jones to me makes sense. Mac Jones is Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan was brilliant under Kyle Shanahan. So, it goes noted, Peter King reported this, and this is a big deal. You got Ohio State Pro Day and Alabama Pro Day tomorrow. Where do you think Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are going to be? They're going to be at Alabama watching Mr. Mac Jones. So this remains a hot-button topic for discussion. Some Niners fans need to realize this is a great thing. I thought Miami absolutely cleaned up. They're now at 6. Chances are they're going to get the pass catcher that they wanted at 6, that they could have got at 3, and they get extra picks. That's amazing. Look, I think for Philly, they kind of stumbled into a bit of a plan. It gives Jalen Hurts a chance, and I think that's a good thing all the way around. So that remains a major topic for discussion. We sprinkled in Zach Wilson, why he is a lock going to the Jets at 2. We got into the Sam Darnold sweepstakes, what he is going to get the Jets in terms of compensation. We sprinkled in Luke Voigt out until at least May. I bet it's going to be even longer knowing the Yankees. They're wonderfully cautious when it comes to injuries. Told you why the Lakers signing Andre Drummond is a big deal. LaMarcus Aldridge to me is a fun hood ornament, but it's still a wow moment. Everyone wants to join the Brooklyn Nets, and why not at this stage? So the conversation has been incredible. We got into Indiana, hiring Mike Woodson. I happen to like Mike Woodson a lot. I do. I wonder aloud about the force here. The only reason they hire him is because he's an alum. They just have to move on from Bob Knight. The late 80s, a lifetime ago. Calls have been off the charts incredible today. Brett in Seattle, our good friend. Next on Sports.
Hey, happy Monday, Schein.
What's up, Brett?
I have a little slightly different take on the San Francisco trade moving up thing. I'm looking at what they're doing. I agree with some of the callers and you that it's go time. They're not really rolling crepes, but, Mr. Mandelbaum, when he calls it's go time, it's go time. I think San Francisco is suffering from deterioration after that Super Bowl win where they're, late into the playoffs. They can't keep guys healthy the following season. It continues to escalate. Bosa, his availability senior year of college, and then last season, along with Jimmy G. I think I agree with a lot of their San Francisco callers that availability is the major problem with the 49ers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But check this one. I just don't see Lynch and Shanahan leveraging, letting two future number ones go for a prospect. I don't think they're targeting drafting a quarterback. I think they're looking to trade that number 3 for someone who can make go time happen now. I think they're looking at Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Kirk Cousins is available. I don't think Matt Ryan's available. But Rodgers hasn't restructured. I think he's dragging it out on his end to basically say, I'm the best,
well, Brett, listen,
quarterback in the league.
I mean, you could knock me over with a feather if the Green Bay Packers trade Aaron Rodgers right now. Knock me over with a feather. I mean, and notice, right, there's a big difference in how, the Rams didn't say we will not trade Jared Goff, and they traded him, right?
Right.
The Packers, after Aaron Rodgers called his future a beautiful mystery, Mark Murphy came out and said we would be a bunch of idiots if we traded Aaron Rodgers. They're not trading Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I just don't. When it comes down to it, players have more power these days, right, Adam? So I'm looking at going, Aaron Rodgers is one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL, not just on the field, but career development-wise. And I think he's looking and saying, if I can drag this thing out, they'll probably end up getting rid of me. I imagine there's something in his mind playing to say, if they trade me to San Francisco, I'd sign long-term.
Brett, but it's not happening now. It's not happening now.
No, that's right. So what I'm saying is I think something magical is coming on draft night where you could see a number of
No. It's not happening this year. The Green Bay Packers are not. Okay, well, we will disagree. If you think the Packers are trading Aaron Rodgers on draft night, I mean, Chad in California, our good friends. Next on Sports.
I don't know how to follow that up.
Probably speak. I mean, I don't know. I mean, even Brian Gutekunst can't trade Aaron Rodgers on draft night. He just can't.
No. But anyway, Schein, I mean, great weekend in sports. Obviously, the trade deadline in the NBA was amazing, and then the NFL kind of said, "Hold my beer." We're kings of the media. We're going to take over this from here. Good college basketball. But that trade on Friday, I mean, there's just so many lingering effects to that. I can't remember the last time I've seen moves like that just shook up, I mean, so many different teams. I mean, you start with Miami. Great job by them. I mean, the way they orchestrated those two trades, they're still in position to get pretty much who they want. They're going to get a receiver. They got all that capital. And not only that, just looking at it, I mean, they could spin that. If Watson clears up, there's so many picks in their arsenal now. They even have that to go after if they wanted to go after Watson still with all those picks they compiled there. I mean,
I want to give you credit on this, and Bob Stew has been all over this with me. And I don't think, and Bob, I want to give him credit because he said this to me on Friday and again this morning. Chad, it can't happen now. And, there's a huge part of me that feels a little queasy even talking about this. And I expect that Deshaun Watson will be on the commissioner's suspended list, personal conduct. He's going to get suspended at a bare bones minimum here. But it does, if Tua doesn't play well, you do have the draft picks to potentially make a trade for next year. I don't believe Deshaun Watson will be traded before this year's draft. I don't believe that. I don't believe he's going to be traded this year.
That can also be a Russell Wilson move next year or any other quarterback that pops up next year. So Miami's putting themselves in a good spot regardless. San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan seen something. He went for it. I love the job John Lynch is doing and Shanahan. I mean, those are two guys, obviously, that I would have loved to have in Denver. We talked about both of them in real time when they happened.
Yep.
And they've built such a program over there in San Francisco. And if it is Mac Jones, then so be it. That's the guy. I trust Shanahan to make the right decision. But that puts, teams like Denver and Carolina now. I mean, it's a race to number 4, basically, because now we know that the top 3, it's going to be Lawrence, Wilson, and then either Mac Jones or Lance or Fields. And now at number 4, all of a sudden Atlanta, if they're not going to take a quarterback, they're the richest team in the league right now because they can just start taking the highest offers. And the one advantage for my Broncos is I doubt that Atlanta's going to make a move to help Carolina get their franchise quarterback in division. So that leaves, obviously, number 5, where Carolina's probably going to target. So that leaves Denver. If they want a quarterback, they have to get to Atlanta because if not, I'm sure Carolina and Denver are looking at the board 5 through 7, seeing who's going to jump who to get that next guy. So it's exciting. The draft's on fire. I just can't wait for it. I don't think we're done with the moves at all.
I am fascinated by one thing that you said, and it's something that I have thought a lot about since these trades. Carolina and Atlanta. Let me disagree with you, Chad, in this regard. If I'm Atlanta and I can get a haul, even if it's from Carolina, if it benefits my team, I'm doing it. I know that would be taboo to a lot of people. If you can get anything and everything, and that's a desperate Carolina team, I'd make a trade. Even if it means helping the Panthers, if you get picks, if you get players, are they going to move heaven and earth for Trey Lance, Carolina, or for Justin Fields? I don't know. We'll see if that happens. But if I'm Atlanta, first of all, Atlanta could be sitting in a great spot. You can trade back with Denver or Carolina, still get a top pick, still help the football team out. I'm philosophically opposed to drafting a quarterback with that 4th overall pick for the Atlanta Falcons. I wouldn't hesitate in making a deal with the Carolina Panthers if they offer, even the division rival. There's a lot of bad blood with those teams. I would not hesitate in making that trade with Carolina. Ronnie in New Jersey, our good friend. Next, Schein on Sports.
Mr. Schein, how we doing, pal?
Ronald, what's cooking?
Let me tell you, first off, huge fan of the show. I gotta admit, though, I tuned in a little late today, so I didn't get to hear the Zach Wilson, the Sam Darnold Jets talk. But here's one thing that's been irking me for about 2 weeks now, all right? One of the main defenses of all the critics and all the analyzers that are doing their thing right now, they're talk about, look, Zach Wilson's a great talent. I think he's an awesome fit. I think that's what they're going to do, and I'm not upset about it. But the defense and the main thing that they're saying is restart the clock, the salary, the rookie pay scale, all that crap. To me, it reminds me of my cousin Vinny. When Joe Pesci said, does the defense's case hold water? And Marissa Tomei said, no, the defense is wrong. And here's why. Sam Darnold's like a wounded duck right now. You could extend him for pennies on the dollar if you really wanted to. If you thought he was going to be good in this system, and I think
you can't. You can't extend them for
You're
pennies
get,
on the. You can't extend them for pennies on the dollar. That you can't do. No, I disagree.
Well, I mean, relative to some of these other contracts. But here's the reason. We saw what San Francisco paid to get up to 3. So you're telling me the minimum the Jets would get is 3 first-rounders and a second. All right, that means if my math is correct, the Jets could potentially have 7 first-round picks in the next 3 years, 4 second-round picks, and 4 third-round picks. That's 15 picks. Half the team is going to be on rookie deals, Adam. I mean, come on, tell me about this. I don't think it's a terrible idea. Sam hasn't had anything to work with. But again, I love Zach Wilson, so go figure. I'm a Jets fan. I don't know what the hell's going on.
But Ronnie, you're making a lot of great points. I happen to think Sam Darnold could play. I can't defend what we saw on the field, but he was Jets, right? There was no talent. He had Mono. He had Adam Gase. We've been through it all. I mean, he's still super young. I 100%. I'm with you. Now, remember, Joe Douglas didn't draft Sam Darnold. There's a new head coach, new offensive coordinator. You want to find your young quarterback and go to work? Great. I mean, you want Zach Wilson if you're Joe Douglas, and Joe Douglas you trust. I love it. And by the way, let's make sure we're clear here. And Ronnie, this is such a great call. Nothing is in stone until you hear the name get called from Roger Goodell on draft night. Trevor Lawrence is going number 1. Zach Wilson is going number 2. And the Niners, they know exactly who they're taking at number 3. They know, and that's why Kyle and John, Shanahan and Lynch going to Mac Jones's pro day. If you don't think that's a big deal, I don't know what to tell you. They know we might not have the exact knowledge. The world might not know. They know. They're not trading from 12 to 3 for some kind of flyer and still doing their homework if Justin Fields is going to pass tests. That if Justin Fields was their guy, I just inject a little logic. You think they'd be at the pro day tomorrow? You think they'd be at the pro day? So, yes, to Ronnie's point, I think we know that Zach Wilson is going to be the Jets quarterback, and I think all signs point to Mac Jones going 3 overall to San Francisco. And honestly, you can color me obsessed. More of your outstanding telephone calls. Plus, I got something from the weekend in sports that I really need to get off my chest, and we'll do it next.